Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So, besides a lick of paint on the walls, the kitchen is finally finished. So, we're here. We've just finished cooking tea. I've done a cottage pie for tea. The dishes are everywhere. I'm not hiding the mess that's around me. But Mr. Wallflowers and Oscar are going to set up the kitchen island. Now, originally, when we bought the kitchen, we bought it from a company called Wren, and we actually priced up how much of the kitchen island would be from them, and I think it was around £900. We both pulled back and said we weren't prepared to pay that. Then we spotted another one, I think it was Amazon, and it was around the £250 mark. And eventually we took a look at Temu, and we found exactly the same kitchen island that was on Amazon for £159, and that's what we've got here today. So we've got the two boxes. We're just about to take everything out and just check we've got all the pieces. So we'll lay all that out and show you what that looks like. So originally I said to Mr. Wallflowers, the plan should be, as we unwrap both boxes, lay the cardboard on the floor. So when we take the white pieces out, they're not laying on the floor, being scratched, getting dirty, etc. We can just lay them out on the cardboard. Well, of course, as soon as we opened the boxes, all good intentions just went. Whilst we've been having the kitchen fitted and other jobs and things around the house, we've had a lot of cardboard and a lot of waste packaging. And the first thing we've had to do with each and every package that's come in the house is remove the cardboard, remove the packaging, and get it out straight away. We've been saving the cardboard for the children when they have the bonfires in a couple of weeks, and locally they collect and take it away, so we've been putting it to one side. So it didn't happen. So here we are, we're lying it all on the floor. Crazy. I wish we had kept the cardboard, and I wish we had done it the way we planned, but hey ho, things happen. And I know when they do have the bonfire in a couple of weeks, there'll be lots and lots of things. So the waste products from the kitchen are still sat outside in our garden, and I know they'll take a lot of waste that can be burned, and they'd be quite happy to take it. So it's that time of year. Anything you're not using in the house that's combustible, put it outside and they'll take it for the bonfire. What a great time. So back to the uni. Mr. Wallflowers have been working hard all that day at work, but we had an opportunity to do it. The workmen have been with us for 4 weeks solid, 5 days a week, doing the kitchen, doing different jobs here. The kitchen itself took nearly 3.5 weeks. And as I say, they've been here from 8:30 till sometimes 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Long days. The main guy had a telephone call a couple of days ago and was asked to do a painting job for another client. And I said, yeah, no problem. Gives them a break doing a different job in between. Plus it gives me a break of having a little bit of privacy in the house. Mr. Wallflowers be at work, Oscar keeping himself busy what he does, and I can just have a bit of freedom to unpack further from the utility and to sort out some of the clutter piles that we have remaining that have not gone back in the kitchen or other areas yet. So yeah, it was just, they're nice guys, don't get me wrong, they're really nice guys, the workers that we've had here, but just to have that little break and that little bit of privacy. So of course we didn't have any more sawdust or different dirt collecting from the work that they've been doing daily. So I said to Mr. Wallflowers, tonight is the perfect time to actually set up the island. And as I say, although he'd been working since 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, he said, yeah, it's the perfect time to start it. We've got 2 days to set it up, and it's done and dusted without all the extra, no pun intended, without all the extra dust accumulating from the workmen's work. And although he's got transfer smilators in his hands, which means he doesn't have a lot of sensation in his fingers all the time because they have severe pins and needles, and he has that in his feet too. So to actually achieve a task like this with fiddly screws, screwdrivers and everything else, he actually does amazing, absolutely amazing. It's great what he's done. Not to take anything away from Oscar either. Oscar really was a godsend of a help here as well. I tried, don't get me wrong, I'm up and down and I'm instructing and I'm following the instructions there, and I'm trying to help out with different things, but I can't do as much as what I used to do. So it was great to have Oscar hold the weight of things, use the screws, actually put different things in. And he was loving using a tool called an impactor. He kept calling it a drill, because we'd borrowed that tool from the workmen who were working here. He'd actually told me the correct name was an impactor, so I felt empowered to correct Oscar and say, oh no, that's not a drill, that's an impactor. Little bit of knowledge goes through our heads sometimes, but it was just a nice feeling for me to know something about building, or for me to know. Normally the creational side is Mr. Wallflowers doing the construction of any item we have in the house, and of course Oscar helping, so for me to have a bit of knowledge was nice. Those boards when you slat in, and you've got to make sure they're perfect. I was saying, make sure they're in. Miss Wallflower was saying, I'm not going to do it wrong. I'm going to do it right. Just bear with me and it'll all be done. Be patient. And of course, it was all done fine. I keep looking at that floor and I think it looks absolutely rotten. But within the white tile, it's a grey pattern underneath. So if you're thinking my floor is absolutely disgusting, it could do with a little extra mop, I'm sure, but that's the actual grey pattern within the white tiles. It's not dirty. Me getting conscious about the floor. So you can see there where the paintwork needs on the walls, and the assembling of different pieces now coming into action. Now normally we'd lay the pieces out and we'd number everything and put everything in order. Today it was just follow the instructions and just get on with it. It wasn't rushed, but we tried to get as much done as we possibly could. I mean, 2 sessions of 2 hours isn't rushed, is it? You know, it's taken us 4 hours to put it together properly. The tightening of everything is crucial, isn't it? Making sure it's all pulled together properly. What goes where? The hinges were the worst part, making sure the hinges were the right way up and the door could open or close, or the latch could lift or shut. I think this is coming towards the end of day 1. Yeah. So this is the beginning of day 2 now, I think. Yeah, beginning of day 2. Now, I think if we'd have done this in the old kitchen, it wouldn't have looked half as good as this. The space wouldn't have been there because we had different units in. And it just feels so good to be able to do it all here. Otherwise, we'd have had to build it and then try and squeeze it through the kitchen door from another room, and it just would have been an absolute nightmare. I'm hoping you're enjoying watching this coming together because it's made such a difference to our lives. You know, if you'd have told us a year ago we'd actually have a new kitchen now, and we'd have an island that we're happy with, you know, a beautiful brand new kitchen, we just wouldn't believe you. You know, a year ago we just would not have believed you. No matter how frugal we are, no matter how much we make that penny squeak, we just would not have been able to save the funds to allow us to buy a brand new kitchen. But luckily enough, the pension that Mr. Wallflowers accrued and was able to have a little bit of a drawdown on it has enabled us to improve our quality of life to such a vast degree. You know, to have the kitchen, to get the windows done, to have the holiday. He's just improved our lifestyle no end. But had you told us this 12 months ago, there's not a cat in hell's chance we would have believed it at all. And now the difference it makes to every day. You know, we're spending time together making meals in the kitchen, and it feels like we're on holiday. It just feels like we're in a different place, doesn't it? It's great. Here we've got Oscar with the impactor again. He was absolutely loving using this. He did say as well, if you want me to build anything else, Mum, he said, just ask. And now for the pied de resistance, the wooden top, which always looks really nice. But those hinges, oh, absolute bane. Have you got the right ones? Are they the right shape? Are they the right way round? The right way up? And I'd get down on the floor, but could I get up? They kept saying to me, go and sit down, go and put the kettle on. And I'd try and worm my way in again and have another go. Every now and again you just see me feet, see me hands. And I'd be told off and moved out the way again. Do you know, it's absolutely impeccable. I would have thought, you know, am I going to get the perfect unit from Temu? Are the holes going to be in the right place? Are all the items going to be there? But you know what? Everything was perfect, and there was even extra parts here and there. So, you know, I would never worry about buying a big unit like this again from Temu because I was so pleased, absolutely so pleased to buy this. Nothing was wrong with it. There were no errors. There was nothing. Everything's absolutely impeccable. I'm so pleased, and I'm glad we decided to order it because we did and ah over it for quite a while, and we thought, you know, what if we pay £159 and it's rubbish or it's the wrong size, whatever. So pleased with it, absolutely amazed. And I think this particular one is sold out now. But the good news is Amazon actually lowered the price of their £250 island to £150 now. So the competition they have with Temu is real. So if you're looking to buy a uni, I'd look at the Amazon ones, but I'd also compare to see if Temu would drop their prices again. I think it's an absolute wonderful price, £159 for a solid, and it's tall, it's not small, it's equal to the height of the rest of my kitchen, and I'm so happy with it. It was the right choice to make. Here we go with these hinges on the doors. If we took them off once, we took them off about 3 times to correct it. Amazing. And we had these 2 triangular pieces left over and we couldn't work out what they were for, and then we realised it was the support for the drop leaf at the back of the island. And it's a lovely size, isn't it, with the drop leaf pulled up. It's a beautiful size. I could even take a stool there and use that as a table, and eat my lunch there in the kitchen if I choose. And you know, I'm actually thinking about getting a couple of stools maybe for the kitchen area now. He worked like a Trojan here. Absolutely going for it and making sure he was doing it right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching us assemble our kitchen islands.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of videos of Mary Ann standing behind the kitchen island now, doing all the recipes.
Thanks for coming. Take care. Remember you're loved. And we'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.